Good afternoon, Britain. It's 9 minutes past 2. Now, some breaking news. Debbie Duncan, the mother of Jay Slater, says that the confirmation of her son's death in Tenerife is the worst news and that her heart is broken.
Yes, this follows findings from the British teenager's post-mortem in Tenerife, confirming that injuries on Jay Slater's body were compatible with a fall from a cliff.
Well, let's cross now to our reporter, Sophie Reaper, who is in Jay Slater's hometown. Sophie, some tragic words from Jay Slater's mother.
Absolutely. I think the news that no one wanted, even if we did perhaps suspect that it was inevitable that we would get that eventually. She, of course, describing herself as heartbroken, she said, "I just can't believe this could happen to my beautiful boy. Our hearts are broken." That's in the past few minutes. We've also heard today, of course, from one of Jay's friends, Lucy Law. She was the last person to hear from Jay, as far as we know. She took to Instagram this morning to say, "Honestly lost for words, always the happiest and most smiley person in the room. You was one of a kind, Jay, and you'll be missed more than you know. I'm sure you'll have your dancing shoes polished and ready, waiting for us all. We all love you, buddy. Fly high." Incredibly moving words there from Jay's loved ones, from his mother and from one of his best friends. Incredibly heartbreaking news for them to have to come to terms with. I think when he first went missing 4 weeks ago, there was that sense of hope here in Oswestwhistle and also for the search parties over in Tenerife. Here, there was a vigil held 3.5 weeks ago where members of the community gathered. They wrote messages, heartfelt messages of hope for Jay's homecoming. For example, some saying, "Sending my love and prayers, Jay, wishing all my heart on your safe return." Another, "Oswestwhistle is with you. We have hope. Can't wait for you to come home, Jay, so that we can see you smile and watch you dance. We're praying for you." So those messages of hope, that sentiment of hope, they were there. This entire place is covered with blue ribbons, the symbol of hope. And it's not just this church, the entirety of Oswestwhistle, you can see those blue ribbons. This was a community united in that hope for Jay's safe return. But yesterday, of course, we did receive the news that remains had been found close to where Jay's last location was known to be, and that they had been found alongside Jay's possessions and some of his clothing. So I think we all perhaps suspected that might be the case. Then in the last hour or so, we heard from a court in Tenerife that autopsy fingerprinting had indeed confirmed that the remains found yesterday were in fact those of missing 19-year-old Jay Slater. We also heard in fact that documents found on the body belonged to him as well. So really the writing was on the wall. We suspected that this would be the case. You mentioned as well, Emily, of course, that the injuries that he had, we heard from that court spokesperson that they were compatible with a fall from a cliff. So incredibly heartbreaking news, but not entirely unexpected, I'm afraid. And that is reflected here in Oswestwhistle. This evening, there will be a service held here at the Methodist Church. It was going to be a symbol of support and strength, but I think now it will become more of a commemoration as people come here to express their grief at the loss of a 19-year-old boy.
We hope the family and friends can take some comfort from that. Thank you very much indeed, Sophie Reaper, our reporter there in Jay Slater's hometown.